So the bid was launched 11th of May, so almost 9 months. So it's a long process. It was already expected to be long. As we mentioned, we have a lot of hurdles. We were clear, as you mentioned, in the positioning about the pricing. So the price clearly falls short of what we expected. The industrial project had merits, but needed to be, of course, discussed and proved. We are now in a moment where really what we need is clarity about regulatory issues. And, of course, even if we had already green light from a lot of countries, because EDP is placed today in 16 countries, so we are a little bit all over the place. Clearly, we need to understand exactly about European and US regulation, and that's today very important.
And that's the key, isn't it? That in that time, we've only seen relations worsen between the United States and China around trade and around security of digital technology and so forth. Do you think that the environment actually is darkening as a backdrop to any potential deal being signed off? Even if the Chinese come back with more money, there are going to be problems with CFIUS and other organisations that are worried about Chinese buyers at this point.
It's probably true. We see the commitment of CTG with the offer. We see them doing what they need to do. But I think the environment, both in Europe and in the US, of course, turned a little bit more sour. But I wanted to be clear to our investors. We have been doing what we need to do. We are not under the passivity rule, even if we are fair towards the offer. And meanwhile, since the beginning, we have delivered 900 megawatts of new wind. We have presented 3 gigawatts of new pipeline, including 1.6 gigawatts on a lease in the US. So US has been proving again that to be our growth engine. We have been also selling some non-core assets, namely in Portugal. So we have been very focused on delivering shareholder value. So we have not been just sitting and waiting. So we have been active doing what we need to do. We are in Davos. We are talking about everything that is green, about digital clients, the energy transition. So
let me go there on this one. I think we've covered off the China story now, which I know we wanted to do. Look, Portugal can be very proud of two things, many things, but two things. Let me go for that. One, recovering from the economic crisis. Fantastic recovery there. And we spoke about that with the finance minister. We just heard that. The other thing is it's renewables. I think off the top of my head, 2013, it was around about 25% of renewables, of energy was supplied by renewables. 2016, it was up to 60%. Portugal's doing brilliantly on that as well. My problem is the profitability of that for your company as well. Your numbers last time round, a 74% drop in 9-month profit in November last year as well. I keep hearing that renewables can compete. I keep hearing that renewables do not need subsidy as well. Those kind of numbers make me question that assurance.
Those numbers are not related with renewables. Basically, we have been, even in the US, having double-digit returns on our ventures. So the issues of the figures of 2018 were basically affected by measures of regulatory and legal measures in Portugal in the traditional sector. So I wanted to be very clear. We are very optimistic based on our leadership positioning in wind and also in solar. We believe that technologies and costs are going down, and we have been able to structure deals. Even the last week of December, we have just farmed down 500 megawatts in US. So this assets rotation, assets reshuffling has been very strong, and the figures are back to normal in what concerns recurrent figures. 18 was a unique year where we are basically one-offs because of Portuguese regulation. Okay. So I wanted people to feel very comfortable with the renewable industry.